Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my videos. This is for our extras page, just extra things that you can try out at home. This one is making your own paint, and you're probably going to want an adult to help you. Adult supervision. Okay, so some things I have here. We're going to need flour. We're going to need salt, warm water, a mixing bowl with a mixer. We're going to need food coloring and some scissors and ziploc bags. We're also going to want some containers, possibly, to use for our paint when it's time for painting. I'm going to set those aside, and we're going to start first by getting a big mixing bowl. And I have this tray just to kind of help keep my counter a little bit more clean. Alright, so we're going to get a mixing bowl, and my water got cold while I was doing this. I'm going to get some warm water. It'll get warm. Okay.
That's all of them.
Okay, so we're going to pour our warm water into our large mixing bowl. Then we're going to add 12 ounces of salt. So I gotta pour some more in here because in my measuring cup over on this ounces side, I only have down to 3. So we gotta go all the way up to that 12 right there. So almost 2 cups, but not quite. Get it open. Alright. Lots of salt. I'm going to get it nice and close to that 12. And then I'm going to stop. And I'm just going to gently shift it. And it helps it to even out and settle so we can figure out where we're at. We're super close to that 12. I'm going to do a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. Yep, right at the 12 over here. Right over there. Okay. Woo! Got my stuff going in there, my water, my sugar, and now flour. We're going to want 12 ounces of flour. So the same thing, I'm going to get it up real close to that 12, and then I'm going to shake it, maybe tap it, and it's just below the 12, so I'm going to add in a little bit more. Shake, shake, shake. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. Right at our 12. Pour that in. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to mix it all together. Alright, so we're going to mix it until it's smooth, liquidy concoction. Okay, so right now it's not mixed together. So I'm gonna really mix. I'm gonna pause it while I mix. Okay guys, so this recipe I am following needs adjusting because it almost seems like they started making like I've almost started making Play-Doh because I've mixed it all together and it's really thick. So, what do you think we might need in here in order to make it more liquidy, like paint? Water. We need more water. Okay, now that my hands are effectively messy, right, because it's really thick. See that? We need more water. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get some more water. Okay, so I got 2 more cups of warm water. I'm not gonna use the whole thing right away. We're gonna just slowly add in a little bit of water at a time. Woo! Ooh, whoops. Don't tell my floors, but they just got dirty. Right. So I added in about a 1/4 cup of water. And it's getting a bit more liquidy. It's not quite there yet. Stir, stir, stir. It's a little more liquidy. Now it's like pancake mix instead of like dough. So it's getting there. Let's try a little bit more. Let's see. All right. So I poured in about 1 more 1/4 cup. Stir, stir, stir. Warm water is important too because the warm water helps to dissolve the salt, right? So when you have salt, it's like these little crystals. You look at it real careful. And if it's in cold water, those crystals stay solid, right? They don't dissolve. But if you put it on warm water in there, it helps the crystals to kind of break apart and become lots of teeny, teeny, tiny little pieces of salt mixed in instead of one big chunk of salt. So it makes it more liquidy and less grainy. All right. Just kidding. This is pancake mix. Okay. So almost there. Let's see. I'm going to go down to about 1 cup. Just kidding, I poured in another 1/4 cup. So, this is lots of fun because, like, this is edible, right? Though it's going to be crazy salty. You don't want to eat it, but it is safe for you, right? So, but I don't recommend eating it because it's gross. Way too salty. Hello, Roo.
Oops.
We're in my kitchen today. Hi, guys. Did you finish playing outside? You done?
Grab my hammies. Let's go.
All right. Maybe he's hungry. I bet he's probably hungry. Okay. My goodness. There we go. That's much more liquidy. Let's see. Yeah, that seems much closer to paint. I think it's still a little thick. Just a little bit. So I'm just going to add in 1 more 1/4 cup. Okay, so it ended up being 2 cups. The recipe lied to me. So 2 cups of warm water, 12 ounces of salt, and 12 ounces of flour. Gets it to this real nice liquidy. I switched over to a whisk once it got more liquidy, so that I could really mix it. It's harder to mix something that's more doughy with a whisk because it just gets stuck inside the whisk. Okay, so I am going to have my special assistant help me.
Oh, you want me to mix it?
I need your help pouring it.
Oh, what are we pouring it in?
Okay, so here's where our Ziploc bags come in. So we're going to take a Ziploc bag. Hold up, hold up. Let's see, if we have 2 cups of water, almost 2 cups of flour, and almost 2 cups of salt. How many cups do you think that is in there? About 4 cups?
2 cups of water, 2 cups of salt, 2 cups of sugar.
Almost.
2, 4, 6, so probably like 2 cups total.
Yeah, because they dissolve, right? Salt and the flour.
Okay. The salt, at least. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna do 1 cup in each of these. So I'm gonna pour this water out. Or you can eyeball it too.
Looks like cake.
Kind of does, huh? Okay. I was thinking I'd have you pour into this.
It smells like Play-Doh.
Right? That's what I was telling them, is at first, when it was just 1 cup of water, that it almost seemed like it was trying to make me make some Play-Doh. It's like, what is this? What is this? Okay, so while you guys are doing this, notice that what I did with my Ziploc bag, I opened it and I flipped this so it was on the outside. Okay, if you do it that way, then when it gets poured in, the seal that closes doesn't get all messy. Alright, so I flip it back up. And, excuse you. And I close it for now and I set it aside.
Looks like we get 3 cups out of this.
3 cups? Ah, we were so close. Let's see how much is left in that one. It's okay. You really mostly need just the 3 because there are 3 primary colors. Alright, we have
Almost 4 cups.
almost 4. Usually, though, with your food colors, usually they come with 4. So, the one that's not as important is green, right? Because our primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's almost a cup.
Almost. Close enough. Okay. And pour that in.
So the smaller one's going to be green?
Yeah, I'll make the smaller one green. Because that
'Cause you
one's
can
not
make-
as important.
Because you can make green with blue and yellow.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
So then,
You need any of this?
I'm
So I
done.
can wash it before it dries up?
Yeah, make sure you wash that before it dries up. Thank you, Skylar. You're such a good assistant. Okay, so we have our food coloring. So you can take a few drops. Let's see, this is the small one. So I'm going to open it up and put just a few drops in there. Boop. Close this up. You see how, because I folded it down, where it got messy right there, it didn't get the seal. Alright. I'm going to close this, and I got my green in there, and then you're just going to mix it up. Don't squeeze too hard with your nose. You don't want to break the bag open. mix, 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 mix. Okay, I'm going to do that to the rest of mine. And then we'll test it out. We'll see how we like it as a paint. Okay, so when you guys are adding in your food coloring, something to keep in mind is less is more, right? You can always do a couple drops and then decide to add in more later. But if you add in too much, it's hard to take away. So like with this blue, at first it looked dark and I was like, oh, that's cool. I love that color. But then when I mixed it, it's more of like a light blue color. But the nice thing about this is that I can save it at that base color, that lighter one, and then I can add in more if I want to. Okay, so in my red, I put just one drop because I want to see if it'll be more of a pink. It's also easier to mix this up if you have less air in there. So try and have a little less air. Skylar's helping me out. Oh.
It's a little pink.
A little pink? Huh. Yeah. Alright. We're going to keep mixing. Okay, so I have my 4 colors mixed together. And now, I'm going to leave out my food coloring because we're going to have some fun. We're going to take a look at some colors. See what happens. Alright. First, I'm going to get out a few of these. We got our yellow. And this was red, but I only did 1 drop instead of like 5 or 10. And it's more of a pink. Okay, got my blue. So the less you do, the lighter the color will be. This one I did lots. I did like probably like 15, 20 drops of food coloring. Alright, so I'm going to pick a color. And let's see. Let's start first by seeing if we can make some purple. Okay, so what our scissors are for is we want to take one of the sides of the bag, one of these bottom corners, and we're going to cut just a teeny, 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 tiny bit off that corner. Not too much, just a teeny, teeny, tiny bit. Just a little bit. Okay, I did it. There's my corner. So small. Remember which corner you have it on. We're going to squeeze some of that out. Let's see. Alright, there's my pink. Keep that corner up. There we go. Now, first I want to find out if I added more red. Let's see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drops. Yeah, double bagging it might be a good idea. Thank you, Skylar. Again, my lovely assistant. My husband. Alright, let's see. I'm going to get out just a fork. I'm going to mix, mix, mix. Ooh, look how much darker my paint got. That's crazy. Now it almost looks like blood.
Oh, that is red.
It's really red.
You sure that's not cake frosting? Can I try it?
I mean, it's super salty. It's
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, that's salty. Oh, don't eat the paint, kids.
Don't eat the paint. Cool. So you see how much darker that got? So now I have pink and red. Winning! Let's see what happens with adding some... No, I want to keep that red. I want to paint with that red. That's a cool red. I'm going to put that aside. It's mine. Let's see. We'll do the blue.
You just get a spoon or something?
Just a little teeny tiny, I guess. But that seems like it would be messy. Alright, I'm going to squeeze some of my light blue in there. Yeah, pips. Oh, zip tie. Smart
Just to mark
thinking.
the corner.
So smart. Alright, so I got my light blue. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna rinse off my fork. I almost. Okay. Let's do, I'm gonna do 1 drop. Do 1 drop at a time. Alright. Because it looks like it gets real dark real fast. So if you want a different shade, start with the lightest with less drops, and then you can add in more, and more, and more to get it as dark as you want. I like this darker blue. That's nice. Once you have your different colors, right, you can always say, well, maybe I want to do purple paint. Okay, you don't want to leave this paint out too super long because it does dry quickly. So, until you're ready to use the color, keep them in your bags. Mix up the color you want, and you're ready to go. Whoa, that's a really dark, like brownish purple, like a mauve. That went weird. That's alright. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and before this dries, we're going to test it out on a canvas. Alright, so I have this scratch paper from when I did trees, that tree video. Let's test this out, because this turned out almost like a blackish brown. I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and if you don't have a paintbrush, I'll have another video about how you can try and make your own at home. And I'll paint my tree. Yeah, it's more of like a brown color. Look at that. And let's see. Oh, I forgot to have some water to rinse my brush. Okay, so water for rinsing your brush and paper towels. Once I rinse it, this is already really liquidy and watery, so I like to kind of dry off my brush. Always rinse your brush between your colors. So let's see. I think I'm going to do some of this red now. And I'm going to add in some leaves. Some more blossoms. Now, when you are done painting, oh, and I decided not to do a canvas. I just did my regular art paper, and it's going really well. You could also use, you could use, watercolor paper, those kinds of things too. But if you end up getting through lots of your paint, but you still have some left, you can just store it in the fridge in between. So it will be good later on. So you don't have to just toss it. Alright. Looks like it's working pretty well so far. Here, I'll do a couple of those little floaters. Boop, boop, boop. Poke, poke, poke. Here's my tree. Let's check out this blue. Rinse off my brush. I'm gonna dry it off on my paper towel. And see how this blue looks. I'll do some clouds in my sky. Whoops, can't even see it. There we go. Jeez, Miss Jenny. Come on now. Yeah. Look at that paint. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to have so much fun with this with my kids. I'll have to post some videos or some pictures so you can see what it looks like when the kiddos do it. Alright, so there is some homemade paint. I'll do one more with some different ingredients that you can use for your homemade paint. But I think so far I really like this one. Okay, depending on how much water you add, it can be more like acrylic paint. Or if you add lots of water, then it's definitely more like a watercolor paint. So, still decently thick. Alright, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you later.